Shoot the mic, I think that's better. Bit dark here, but that's alright, I'll be over there in a second. Going on. Been one of those mornings. Oops. How do I turn the sound off on my phone? Trying to get it so I can see the chat easier, but anyway, we'll do what we do. We are brewing a red IPA, I think. I don't know, but it's a new recipe, and what I've learnt is you never call a red beer till you've brewed it once. This is a total different grain bill that I've never used before, so you don't know. So it could be a brown beer, it could be a red beer, it could be a gold beer for all I know. You practice red beers before you call them red beers. Oh, that reminds me, I must get some Cascade out of the freezer because I need to mash hopping this one. That is true, Mike. It is all good beer. Doesn't matter what colour it is, really, does it? Well, I've got to use some of my hops up, so it's an IPA again. From when I was Crook, I bought a whole heap of hops before I got Crook, and then I haven't been able to use them much. And then I've been caught up with the AI, Australian Beer Awards beer, and they gave me different hops for that. So I've still got all the other hops I bought beforehand. Although today I'm using a mix of that because they gave me some 2024 Cascade, so I thought I'd use that and mix it with some Citra. Oh, you're on your first night. I hated night shift. No, there was good things about night shift. There was no people around. That was the good thing about night shift. Bad thing about night shift, of course, is the sleeping. I'm just trying to find those Cascade hops I need, which should be here somewhere. If I don't drop my microphone into the freezer, I'll be very happy. And the kids have moved the ice creams around, and that means my hops have been moved around. I should have prepared for this, shouldn't I? You can hear me in the freezer. Oh, where are they? What have they done with them? I don't know what they've done with them. They have moved them though. This isn't very much fun. I've had troubles with the... Aha, found them. That's the Galaxy. And that must be the Cascade. Found the Cascade. Alright. There is ice creams in there. There is ice creams in there. Not many, because as usual, the kids leave the empty boxes in there. I'm not allowed to eat them anymore. Apparently they had a variety 12-pack. You know, you can see that. But they're all gone, of course. Throw it over there. What was I doing? That's right, I better check the recipe. As I said, it's a brand new recipe. It's inspired by... You might have heard me mention that Curious Craft Shop. Inspired by... They put a red beer up and they showed the grain bill. They didn't show the whole recipe. I didn't ask for the whole recipe, but someone asked for the grain bill and I had a look and I said, I haven't brewed a red beer with that. Oh, it's very similar. It's got medium crystal, but they use Eclipse wheat instead of, I used to use, I don't know, chocolate malt or something like that, or, roasted barley for the colour. But, of course, yeah, everything, I didn't want it quite as big, and so I don't know, you don't know what the colour's going to do. And I only used one base grain, they used two. So it's not the same beer at all. And I didn't even see their hopping schedule, so... why did I decide to mash hop with Cascade? I have no idea why I decided to do that. But I did. So I always forget to put it in, so I think I'll weigh up the Cascade before I mash in. Now I can't see anybody. G'day, Andrew. I'm sorry if I'm a bit slow on the chat. I'm a bit slow everywhere, really. I hope you can hear me. I have got I have to watch that. Sorry about that. A different mic setup, and I thought it was fine where it was, and I just noticed it was pushed against my chest, which is not very good. If you didn't hear me, g'day, Andrew. That was probably from sticking my head in the freezer. Just let me know when I've stuffed up the mic or something. I was hanging it off the mic stand, off the tripod here, but that wasn't really working either, so gone in my pocket, which is not ideal, but I was going to do the hat like everyone else does, but I'd likely drop it in the mash. Yeah, I would have been on earlier, but I've had not fermented troubles, but I didn't want to set it up with my glycol system because it just sort of takes up space in the room, and I should stop talking and actually do this first, and then we can talk after that. No, there's no Munich in this one. I know, I nearly did. I nearly did. And I really should have, because it's the law. You must use Munich in everything, otherwise you're a failure. No, I should have put some Munich in, you're right. I do put it in all my other beers. This has only got a base grain and some medium crystal and some Eclipse wheat, that's all. So it's pretty simple. Slightly slow. Slightly low. Well, it was too loud before. I was testing earlier, just 5 minutes ago, and it was way too loud, so yeah. I can turn it up a bit though. I can turn that up just here. It was just it was getting really boomy before, so that's why I turned it down. All right. It's been confusing. I've been stressed, not stressed, but it's taken way longer than I've wanted to. And I've had a heap of water. Nah, we're going to have to fix this mic up. I think I'm going to lose it in the mash today. A heap of water evaporate, which is something you got to remember. Like for beginners, when I'm here getting things ready and my strike water's ready, things are at temperature. You know, I've just spent an hour and a half, 2 hours mucking around, and I've lost a litre of water. I have added some back before, but I've lost more again. So it all makes a difference in the end. If you wonder why, you know, your levels are down or something's not right, a litre's stuff all. No, a litre can make a difference in things. Another reason why I just love having my HLT here with extra water that you know you don't need. But as people have seen before, I use that to clean my chillers and do everything with. And I've always got that extra water if I need to add it in. Don't forget, the last time I did a red beer, I forgot to put the mash pipe in, remember? But we got a beer out of it. Fixed it live. Those are the good things. Well, they're not the good things, but they're all right when they happen live and you can see that not the end of the day. So that's the thing too, if you've got your mash pipe in after you've been at temperature and it's been sitting there for half an hour, you can't even see your water levels, so you don't really know where you're at. What temperature we're at? We're at about 73 and a half. I'm going for quite a high mash temperature, which is probably different to their recipe because it looks like quite a thin beer. Well, you know, there's no... It's all base grain, mostly base grain. I think they use Marisota in theirs or something like that. or Golden Promise or something. But I don't use that stuff much because I don't find it much different to any decent ale malt. It's just a good ale malt, Marisota, and you go bad ale malts. Marisota's a good one. I don't find it that different to others. If you get using good ones. I haven't had any new toys. No, drill. Look, oh, what was that on my lid? Sorry about that noise. I would not bother with a drill in the mash. Yeah, use it if you want to, but I've never bothered. Never had any issues. It's just a bit of overkill, and I know I've got hangovers from when I did my trade as a fitter machinist, and we used to work on, machinery that was very important. And every time we used a drill, especially over something, we used guards and everything to stop bits that always fall out of your drill when you're using it. It used to be bits of brushes, or now there's brushless, but there's still stuff in your drill that falls out, and all that's going into your beer. You might not worry about it. I mean, even in the big breweries, I've been to a lot of breweries where they don't have mash paddles. They wish they did, mash stirrers. They don't, but they just stir. Not mash paddles, automatic mash stirrers. And they just use a mash paddle like anyone else does at home, and they're brewing 2,500 litre batches. So if you find you need a drill, there's something going on. There's nothing wrong with using one if you want to, but if you need to use one, yeah, I don't know. I think you're just probably making a mess of your grain too, All right, hang on. I've already put my salts in. I've got to stop talking because I'll forget to do stuff. I think I was going to do this one at 69, quite high. I started at 69, I might go down to 68 or something. Check my recipe in a minute. I only made the recipe about midnight last night or something, so it's not really fresh on the brain. No, I don't get many new toys lately. I won't... there's a couple that might be coming, but they don't like that I'm a bit of a free spirit with my reviews. And as soon as they say they want me to say something, or, it's got to be positive or something, then I don't know. They pull out, and that's fair enough. I don't care, really. But, because I'm not going to start talking bullshit for advertisers unless they pay well. They don't want to pay. They think giving you I won't mention names, but one of the other brew companies in Melbourne that I don't do reviews for, they think giving you a $50 plastic fermenter is enough for doing a video that takes you 2 weeks to make. And I say, mate, I don't need another plastic fermenter. I like plastic fermenters, don't get me wrong, but I've got enough. I don't need any more. And if you think you're paying me for doing a video for you for 2 weeks work in it by giving me a $50 plastic fermenter, then you're dreaming. And there's other ones that do want to pay you, and you go, oh yeah, but then they want it scripted, right? I'm not doing scripted ones. Got to be my words or no words. There's another one right now that's trying to send me some equipment. I wanted to send me some equipment, but it's on Kickstarter. And I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it's going to go ahead or not, but you've got to be really careful because these Kickstarter pros, a dozen of, my viewers, might support this Kickstarter, but then in the end they get nothing because it might go broke and you don't get your money back from Kickstarter. So I made it very clear to them that I wasn't very happy with that, and so I haven't heard from them since then, but I said, look, I'll do the review, but I'm going to be honest about it. You know, I'm not going to tell people to back something when you don't know. Nothing in Kickstarter is ever 100% guaranteed, and you don't get your money back. All right, hang on. I've got to stop yabbering and get this happening. All right, the water's in there. The salts I already did about 2 hours ago. That's it. The mash hops are there, 30 grams of Cascade. I've lost my table. I've pushed my table outside. I haven't got... Things are a bit everywhere today. I think that's it. I haven't got any rice hulls left, and it's quite a big grain bill. It's well, for a Brewzilla 35 litre or whatever it is. It's over 5.6 kilo. It's not huge, but it's you know. And the wheat is only about 90 grams. So for those overseas, that's about, I don't know, what, 3 ounces. The rest is all, yeah, it's only about 300 gram, 360 gram of, I probably should have did this in bits, but anyway. What camera am I on? I'm on the wrong camera. I got a better camera than that. I should have changed it over. Sorry about that. Oops, the light's gone. I've lost the light. I'll fix that up. Wrong camera. It's from talking too much again. Properties. Hard because once the sun comes on in, it stuffs up my exposure. Hard to get it sort of right. I don't want to blow out the screen too much. That's probably all right. Well, look, g'day, Hazza. Look, I don't mind people, you know, I've bought things on Kickstarter, but books and stuff, you know. I haven't spent thousands of dollars on electronic equipment that because I haven't got the money to do it for one reason, and another reason, you know, I haven't got it to lose, you know, like, fair enough if you're doing well and you got a good job and stuff. And you don't care if you lose. Well, I think everyone's going to care if you lose, you know, $1,000 or something. But I haven't got $1,000 to risk. That's more than I make a month by a long shot. Probably nearly twice as much. All right, I need to turn this down. I don't want this heating. Oh, I have turned it down. I turned it down before, didn't I? I have gone to 21 litres for this batch. I usually always do 20, but I probably could have gone 20 by the looks of this. It's nice and loose, but loose is good. I'm not going to take that any further, but loose is good for a mash in these systems because you'll want flow. If you haven't got flow, you're going to have a woe. Oh, God. Dad jokes have started already. That wasn't even a dad joke. That was stupid. Geez, I haven't put crystal malt in a beer. I don't know. It's been a while. Been a while. I'm a bit worried because some of these darker malts, I hate using old malt. It's really bad. It's as bad as anything else. Fresh is best. My base grain's fresh, but the medium crystal is a little bit old, and so is the Eclipse wheat. I'm not worried about the Eclipse wheat because that's so cooked, you know, it's just like, it's roasted to hell. It's not really, it's more in here for colour than anything else. It's not really in here for flavour. The medium crystal might be a bit stale. But again, it's Mostly all converted to sugars and roasted. If ever you hear me say send it to someone to use old ingredients, just turn me off and never watch me again, eh? And if anyone gives you advice that's and just says send it, they're the people you don't listen to. Shouldn't say that, but it's true. Oh, I want to use this extract kit that's 10 years old. Send it. See, they're the people that you don't listen to. You chuck it in the bin if it's 10 years old. I think that's mixed in. I'll give it another mix later. I haven't got my pH meter calibration stuff ready or anything at the moment, so I'm going to be a bit of a loose brew day today. That's all right. But it's funny, because this is a new recipe, this is the recipe I should be testing all the pH on and stuff. I might try it, but my pH meter's old and it needs to be calibrated nearly every time you use it, which only takes a second. Doesn't worry me at all. I just let the bulb dry out ages ago and I shouldn't have done it, but I've soaked it again, but it's accurate as long as you calibrate it. Yeah. All right, I need some. G'day, Robert. G'day, Ed. Yeah, look. I love the new. I've been meaning to get out to Kegland. I haven't been out. I've only been out there like twice, I think, since it's been open. But yeah, the reason I don't get a lot of Kegland stuff these days either is that they do their own videos, see, and there's not much point. Everyone's watched a video about it, and then by the time I get one, everyone's watched it. That's what happens when people need you. They use you, and then once they don't need you anymore, you put aside. I mean, they'd help me if ever I needed help or something. They'd help me, I'm sure. But I'm not saying they're arseholes or anything. It's just the way of the world, isn't it? They're not going to not do a video because I want to do a video first. That's stupid. Stupid. G'day, Finn. Oh, I didn't see you there. What time is it? I want to try and rush this a bit because I've wasted so many hours out here getting ready. I probably mashed in what? Geez, I keep kicking this lid over. We'll say 2:05, something like that. I mean, and look, every time I watch one of them videos, I go, man, far out. But we all do it different, right? We all do different and think about things different. I go, oh. And that's why sometimes I go straight away and do another video about something if I've got it here. Because I go, man, you went on about this bit for 20 minutes and that's not the bit that I don't think anyone's interested in, you know? But that's it. We all have different ideas about things and do things differently. And to be honest, I don't watch much YouTube at all anymore. I don't get much time to. I'm too busy doing my stuff, and then when I go to YouTube, the last thing I want to watch is a brewing video. And most of the big channels now are all sponsored and all, you know, they all work for shops. So this is the best thing ever. This new yeast is the best thing ever. This new hop is the best thing ever. And you go, you're just trying to sell it, mate. And all the big channels, you know, now in the US and that, they're all shops anyway, you know, Clawhammer and I don't know, I can't even remember the names. I was amazed I remembered Clawhammer, then I couldn't. This doesn't look very red. But it was either going to be a red beer or a brown beer today. I don't know what this is going to turn out like. I'm just trying to see if I've actually did. I didn't double crush the wheat like I usually do, and I'm just trying to see if it's actually crunched up enough. I think it is. Might be too old. It doesn't seem to be drawing much colour out of it. But it's only early. It's only early days. Slowly looking darker. I don't know if you can see anything. I was going to zoom in and stuff, but I thought I had a mate coming over. He still might, but I didn't want to have too many cameras around because you can barely walk around there past these tripods once all the lights and cameras and things are up. So I just went with the single. Well, there's one on the computer screen over there, but there's only one on the floor here because if there's people here trying to walk around, you can't. All right, I reckon that'll do. I'll just check that temperature I was going to brew at. I'm sure it was like 69. Not like 69, I think it was 69. How's that going past? Yeah, I did have 69. Oh shit, I keep making a lot of noise today. It's also, with the Kegland thing or anyone, it's also half my fault because I don't see the videos, I don't see the new product things, It's not like I expect them to come running and... Oh, I nearly forgot the hops again. I put my mash hops in. That's half my... And I haven't got a car or anything, and they're a fair way away, so it takes me a while to get there. As I said, I've only been there twice, I think. I don't know how many years ago they opened? 3, 4 years ago or something? I don't know. Maybe even longer. But it's in in the next week or something I'll go out there, next week or two. It's a bit busy again. We've got Gabs coming up. And I try to go to most days there just to network, as they say it, and see everyone. Not that I do much networking. It's tasting beers, isn't it? What it's about. Oh, I think those hops are broken up. They just disappear. I don't know. They're gone. That's 30 grams of Cascade, and it's Australian Cascade 2024. It's about 8 alpha acids or whatever, 8%. It'll probably throw, I don't know, I can't remember what it said. Estimated like 13 IBUs or something like that. What did I just do with that? Oh, here they are. See which one I want. I don't like splashing in the... Well, it's mashing. Splashing, mashing. That one I'll do. Perfect. On there. Maybe I spoke too soon. No, that's all right. Yeah, get down there, you mongrel. Of course I made a mess. Got caught on the side of the mash pipe. Is it still going? Can't see. Yeah, it's still going. Not much to look at there. I didn't turn the element down. I need to turn the wattage of the element right down, probably 40 or something will do. Yeah, it's getting some colour. I didn't think it was getting colour, but it is. Where's the other one? Still sitting in the dark here. G'day, Comb over, of course. Yeah, hops in the mash. There's a fair bit of hops in this. Not a lot of hops in this, but there's a fair bit of hops. If I mash hop, that means I don't really have to do a 60-minute. You can do both, of course. So I don't have any hops from the start of the boil. And also, there's... I don't know how much difference it actually makes, but the science says that it helps with thiols later on in the process. It's like gives some precursors to thiol release from hops you use later, like dry hopping and stuff like that. How much difference they make, I'm not going to say they make a huge difference, but science says it does, but and then it's done. It's my 60-minute. I don't have to put any more hops in now till 5 minutes before, or 10 minutes. I've got a 5-minute or 10-minute edition or something till near the end of boil. You get about you do have to use a way more hops to match your 60-minute bitterness. It's like 3 times the amount. I don't save time with the boil. I won't shorten my boils. But if you mean, I don't know what you mean. I don't shorten anything. I think it's not just, people talk about DMS and all that sort of thing and your modern malts, but it's not just about that. There's a whole lot of stuff that goes on in the boil. And it's not just about DMS, because it's like, Brew Sloppy and some other people, they'll say, oh, you can do this, but they're concentrating on one thing. DMS is what most people are talking about in modern malts, and so you can only, you only have to do a 5-minute boil or a 10-minute boil, and that's enough. It's not just that goes on in the boil. There's all sorts of things. It's easy to concentrate on one thing and use that as an excuse or a reason, but then there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes on. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say, Andrew, too, about the new stuff, Kegland. Like, I often ask, if I ever talk to Key, it's pretty rare, but when I do, like, he'll always tell me about what's coming up, but he'll tell me about something and it might not come out for 2 years. So yeah, you can get on to YouTube and go, oh, here's an exclusive, this is what's happening, blah, blah, this is what's coming, but no one might see it for a very long time, you know what I mean? And that frustrates the hell out of me. I go, oh, that's a great product. When's it coming out? Oh, everything takes time, I hope the stream's going all right, because I am streaming to 2 different places at once, and I can't I've only got a single screen in here. I can't see what's going on. So just let me know if there's any problems or whatever. Yeah, and see, I got told about those Brew built version 3s when I bought my Brew built version 2. Because when I was trying to organise that, he said, "Oh, we've got 3s coming out. Do you want to wait till 3s coming out?" And I went, "Man, I need a fermenter. I might be waiting. I might be waiting 2 years. This is something I need now. It's not. I can't wait. It's something I need. That's the only time I ask for something or ask for help is if I really need it. Because again, they're a bit out of my price range. I can't. They're brilliant. The Brew Builts are my favourite fermenters. I was really when I got the Nano X ones, and which they still work, the Nano X. But when I got my Nano X, I sold my couple of old Brew Built X1s, and then as soon as I did, I regretted it. Just regretted it. And now I'm trying to sell my Nano X's and get Brew Built. If anyone's watching and wants to buy the turnkey 36-litre Nano X system, that's the whole system, the metal, stainless table, the 2 fermenters, the mash kettle, and whatever, the whole thing. It doesn't come with a glycol, because I never got a glycol with it. And mine's old anyway, so if I sold that, you're better off getting a new one. If you want to use it with glycol. It was $6,800 with the glycol machine. I think the glycol's about $500 or $600. But I'm selling it for about 2.5. So if anyone wants it, I don't think I can post it. It's out there in the. I can push it. A bit hard to see, but just over there, things are going to fall over. Yeah, no, I'll leave it there. But I'm not just talking shit. $2,500 is extremely cheap. Just for all the parts. There's so many parts. There's all the stainless fittings and all that sort of stuff. Or near offer. Because it's got to go. I haven't got room in here. That's why I wheeled it out. It's out in the driveway at the moment. I'll show you. I will. The things are probably going to fall over. No, I've got the other brake on. See, look, here we go. There you go. This thing. See it? It's got the bus controller and all that pump. And you can take the fermenters off. I don't have to yell, do I? Because I've got the microphone next to me. The fermenters don't have to stay on the table. I guess you can see that sort of in the background. Well, that's probably way past where I should have taken a pH reading, but I'll take one anyway. And as I said, I haven't calibrated my pH meter, which is really bad. Probably a waste of time, this, but anyway. It's looking a bit browny. No, forget, you probably can't see properly. Looking a bit brown. But you never know with these beers. Just go and whack this in the freezer. You know, I forget you can hear me in here too. I forget, you've got to remember the mic's on me. Shh. Better take it off if I go to the toilet. Put a timer for that. I don't forget. Keeping good temp. Just heating at the moment. It's going up to. I've got to get that flow up actually. Flow up a bit. I might have to give it a stir too. I haven't given it a stir, have I? It's not backing up though. Settled in all right. Although colours of beer, there was someone the other day talking about NIPAs and how they can't get their beer to look like they do, you know, everyone else does or whatever. Man, a lot of it's lighting. It's the same with red beers, you know. And it's got to be, red beers have got to be clear or they'll never look red. So you got to get that yeast out of them. Should get yeast out of every beer anyway, but that's one thing of the red beer. You can't have a cloudy red beer. It looks terrible. The NIPAs and that, I can show you photos where I've taken one, like a commercial one, where I opened it and I went, oh, that's a good, I was looking for light. It was a bit dark in the house. And I went, I'll just put it in the fridge, you know, the fridge light's on. And I took a photo of it in the fridge next to the can and it looked like brown. It looked like it was oxidized and horrible. I took the glass out of the fridge, took a photo of it in my hand and it looks perfect, you know. It's a lot of it's lighting. Size of glass, especially with red beers too, you know, if it's looking a bit, hey Cloppy, it's looking a bit, you know, not looking red, looking a bit brown or something in a thin glass, put it in a thick glass. Same with the NIPAs, you know, sometimes they look better in a thin glass or a thick glass. Makes a huge difference. What's going on over in South Australia, Cloppy? What are you doing today? Kloppmeister. I know I'll forget something. I don't think there's much. I'm going to weigh some hops out for the boil, but that's a fair way off yet. Need to get that flow up. Oh, it's good. Going quite all right. Probably won't get it much faster than that. That should keep the temperature down a bit better. Bit windy. Yeah, it started to pick up before, but it's dropped off here, thank God. Otherwise it'll be full of leaves and stuff. I just started a bit late. It's going to be freezing here very shortly. Put my beanie back on. Keep my head warm. Where did I put it? Here somewhere. I don't know where I put it. Ah, there it is. Oh, we're playing cricket down the road by the sounds of it. The only problem I'm going to have today, because my table's gone, is how am I going to sanitise my chiller? I've got nowhere to put it. That is going to be a problem. I think I'm going to have to put it. Might be too low. I'm going to be balancing things on something again. I'll put that on there. Put that on there, and then the board on top of that. Might be the go. I don't know how well it's going to balance on top of there, but sorry about all the noise. That's not going to balance very well, I don't think. But we'll see. It might be all right. Till I start hanging hoses off it, then it'll get front heavy. It might be all right. Fancy. Oh, you can't really see it. Probably a good thing. Got a milk crate and a bucket and a chopping board. So I've got a new computer desk. In the box behind there, this thing. But I haven't put it apart yet. That's another reason I need to get the other brew system out of here. They reckon it's really strong. I'm going to test it out by trying to lift a mash pipe with it or something like that. Or brewing on it or something. They sent it to me for review, and it's a E7 Flexi Spot E7. But it'll be really good in the brewery because I'll be able to, instead of this low desk that's in front of me, I can raise it up when I'm brewing and have the things in front of me and tasting beers and that. I don't have to sit down. I can have it up here, so you can. It's really hard getting. It's the things that people don't think about. But when you go to try and do a tasting review or something, and you're trying to show the table, and you're sitting there, everything's got to be the right height and the perfect height and all that sort of stuff. Where that's one of those electronic ones, so I'll be able to raise it up to the right height, and it'll just make things a lot easier. Plus, it's healthy, and I need to be healthy. We'll see how we go this time. Oh, there you go. It's turned off. Heat's off. So it'll probably shoot up a little bit now. Oh, it's doing all right. That's because I got the flow up. Just got to watch it's not too high. As long as it comes up a little and then it goes down, you're right. The more grain you get in, the tougher it is. 0.6. Could turn the element down a little bit too still. That's about it. Now it'll start going down again. If it doesn't start going down quick, it usually means you haven't got enough flow, and you should just check things that you're not running it dry down the bottom or something. Yeah, it's going down now. That timer gone off yet? Oh, 3 minutes left. Now, there's a lot of people ask me too, how do I keep the temps? I said, put the lid on and leave it. What, the lid on? I don't use the lid. I said, man, that really, really helps. Having the lid on helps things stay warm, you know. It's like, you know, when if you had an old school esky mash tun, you wouldn't leave it with the lid off. You actually try and, the key to those with keeping temp was not to have headspace at all. Try and limit that headspace. We used to put like headspace, like covers on top of the mash. If you were doing like a low gravity beer or something that didn't have much grain in it and there was a lot of headspace in your esky, used to make up these covers out of foam or out of exercise mats, and we'd cover them all with Glad wrap, so the exercise mat wasn't in the beer, but it'd float on top of the mash bed, and that'd just keep you, and you'd still put the lid on top, and that'd, you know, instead of losing 3 or 4 degrees over the mash, you'd lose half a degree or something. Should have a lid on my HLT too, but I haven't. Not that important. Actually, I should turn that up to mash out temps. Sparge temps, which isn't much different. It's because it's sitting at 75 anyway. I was going to no-chill this. I was going to go straight in the no-chill because I didn't have my fermenters ready. That's what I was talking about before. I had one fermenter clean, but it's the jacketed glycol one, and I didn't want to use my glycol system, as I said before. So you can use my jacketed, the Brew, the X2s in a fridge, but because it's jacketed, it's sort of insulated from the fridge a lot. It'll still work, but everything, you know, takes longer to change temps, harder to heat, because it's insulated, you know. So then I've got my other one I need to clean. My Firmzilla is beside me. I was going to use that, which can go in the fridge easily, you know, but I haven't cleaned it. It's got leftover beer in it. How do I turn this around without everything falling off? It is. No, you can't. Can you? Where the hell is it? I can't even see it. It's there. Oh, you can just see the bottom of it over there. My messy desk. It's too dark. There. There it is. Yeah, bloody hell. Oops, there goes my alarm. There it is. And, you know, often I'll clean that while I'm brewing, but because I was going to go live, I didn't want to be, have the noise of my bucket blaster going and doing that in the driveway while I'm trying to talk to you people. I'll go and get that sample out of the freezer. What I'm saying before, my microphone on me all the time. So when I come inside, the microphone's on me. You didn't say anything. Just telling the wife, trying to warn the wife. Don't bloody. I don't know what she's going to talk about, but careful if you don't want to be on the interwebs. Smells pretty good, considering it's just a couple of grains. I still think, God, I look at some recipes like people using like 8 different grains in a beer. That's crazy. That's a once a year thing, maybe, but usually just not needed. Why is that got to build up on it? Is it my old? Oh, now I'm confused. I'm wondering if I've just pulled out the wrong pH meter. Because everything's moved around out here, I'm not quite sure. That shouldn't have dried in that time. Oh. Don't know. Can find out if we're anywhere near close. I think I've got the wrong pH meter. Oh, did you? It should be okay. I know. I've nearly done the same thing. That's why I really enjoyed using my other one, not phosphoric. What is it called? Lactic, because it was just in a different bottle and it was different, you know. And my lactic ran out, and I had the phosphoric here, so I've been using phosphoric when I need to. But yeah, it's quite easy to make that mistake. I wouldn't worry about it, because it was only probably a couple of mil, was it? Wouldn't worry too much about it. It wouldn't be a game, like I wouldn't throw out the beer. You didn't throw it out. It's worth a... I would have just went, oh, well, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to kill you. A double batch. Oh, yes, it's only 3 mil. I actually didn't have to use any for this batch. I think, one, because there's a little bit of dark grain in it, because that lowers your pH. And 2, I actually raised up the HCO3. I don't usually adjust that. I usually leave that, because it means that adding bicarb. I don't usually like using bicarb. And today I just thought I'd do a little bit of an experiment. So I put some bicarb in, and yeah, without adding any acid, it was at 5.39 for mash pH, and I went, that's fine. Yeah, I reckon this needs calibrating. It's still going down. When you've let these dry out, you should never let a pH meter dry out, and they might never ever recover from it. And this one's just got extremely slow. Normally I'll leave it in the solution, and then, you know, it'll turn off automatically from the power saving thing, and then I'll come back in 5 minutes and turn it on, and that's the way more accurate. We're going down 5.7. Oh, 69. Are we pumping too fast in there? No, shouldn't be. We're a bit light coloured. I'm a bit worried. Gonna look more like a golden ale or something. Especially by the time we sparge. Very light. Oh, no, that's gone straight down again. Wonder if I can microwave my calibration fluid. That shouldn't ruin it, should it? I have to microwave it just because it's cold in the fridge. You can hear me. I'm in my kegerator inside. My calibration fluid. Where is it? Should pour a beer. I'm in here, eh? Why not? Wasn't gonna. Have a champion beer. Yes. It's a red or a brown IPA, depending on what color it turns out. It's a brand new recipe. So I was calling it a red IPA, but you got to be careful, because I'm live on air, and when you're doing a totally brand new grist or grain, bill, you never quite know what color it's going to come out. It's a fine line between a brown and a red. And today it's looking more brown. Just put that on there for a sec. Beer. Who's throwing the beers around? Oh, innocent bystander. Where's the other one? Keep an eye on it, will you? Let me know what's going on. Let me go and microwave me pH for it. It's strange to leave the microwave going. Probably do, I guess. G'day, John. How you going? All right, I need another cup. Still haven't done my pH meter video. So many people have asked me. I'm one of those things. Why do I keep it in the fridge? You keep it in the fridge because usually things in the brewery, especially bits of grain floating around the air, yeast and stuff, can grow in it. Keep it in the fridge, you try and stop that, you get junk in there. And especially if you put your pH meter in, no matter how much you clean it, you've had it in sugar water, wort, and then you stick it in even though you try and clean it off before you stick it in your calibration fluid, whatever, it's going to get contaminated very easily. And then if you're using it to calibrate your pH meter, you're not going to get the right readings, are you? So I try and put it in a real small cup like that. And of course your pH meter can't stand up in that, but if you put it in another cup and then it's fine. And I don't think this pH solution's quite right, is it? I don't know what this one calibrates to. I think this calibrates to 4, where my pH solution is 0.01, 4.01, but that's so close it doesn't. But again, the trouble with my one is had it. I let it dry out too much, and so now I've got to leave it in the calibration fluid for 5 minutes. But I don't adjust. Maybe at the end, or maybe in the fermenter, I might adjust pH if it needs it. But during the mash, I don't bother. It's just by the time you wait 10-15 minutes to take a reading, it takes me 10-15 minutes to cool down that reading in the freezer to get it to room temperature. I take my mash reading, so by then the mash has been on for half an hour. There's absolutely no... I may as well, if I'm going to adjust it, I think I need to wait till it's in the kettle or in the fermenter or something. There's no point trying to adjust the mash. Like, you know, even if you do stick phosphoric in the mash or something, trying to adjust it, you got to stir it in, you got to make it, it's going to take another 10-15 minutes to even get circulated around and actually do much. But your mash is, everything's over by then. Well, that's tasting quite nice today. I think that's what it is with that Eclipse. I think it clashes with things. Yeah, see, that's reading. Yeah, that's not reading real well. I need to put a new bulb in this. 26 degrees. I microwaved it a bit much. Too much. And the temperature changes the reading too. I think I've stuffed this one for today. I think this is not my current pH meter. I've got 2. One's really old and I stopped using it and it dried out and it was just playing up. And I got a newer one, and that's the one that I use all the time now. Where it is. Here somewhere. Too much moving stuff around today. I've lost my test table. It's outside. What's going on over there? Reading a little bit high, but I can't see it being that high, to be honest. Especially since I added a lot of stuff to a lot of gypsum. Yeah, this is not the right H meter. How did I put it? I knew once it was dried around dried and crusty around the top there. I went, that's not my current one. My current one's not dried and crusty. It's probably still on my testing table. It's probably on that table that my testing table was the table that the fermenters are on. I was using that for all my, storing all my stuff on for brew days. Since I've packed all that up, that's why I can't find anything. That should just go in the bin, that one. Oh. Here's one here. What one's this one? I've got a couple. Or is this another? What one's this one? This one's still got the batteries in the packet. Oh, this must have been the new one. Oh, no wonder I've been having issues. This hasn't even been used. Oh, man. Now I've let this one dry out too. That's not good. That's not good at all. Don't let your pH meters dry out. Do as I say, not as I do. I don't even know if this has got batteries in it. It hasn't. It hasn't even had the batteries put in it. No wonder I've been having issues with that other pH meter. That's hilarious. These batteries are probably flat. They're probably that old. That is hilarious. Oh well, that was my new one. New batteries for it. That's hilarious. No wonder I've been like I'm going, this has got us reading slow. That's why. It's the one I've been using is the ancient one. Put that away. It's probably had it. I need to put a new tip on it and get some new batteries. Checking where all the other ones are. Oops. Dropping things. What is this one? These ones are so inaccurate. Base on the joint. There you go, 5.3. That's what I was expecting. Oh no, it's gone to 5.2, but yeah, it's close enough. No, I do not trust these yellow ones. They are shite. Close enough. Hey, it's like when sometimes when I've got the refractometers and the hydrometers, and my other digital hydrometers, or any hydrometer. If you take a reading and it reads right, you only take one reading, don't you? And you go, oh, God, that's it, I'm spot on. But if you take a reading and it reads wrong, you go, oh, no, that can't be right. You'll go and calibrate it, and you'll bloody use another hydrometer, and you'll use a different refractometer. But yeah, if you get that first reading and it reads right, you go, oh, I'm good. That's it. Perfect. Not going to take another reading. How long have we been going for this mash? It seems to be going forever. Oh, it's 3 o'clock, so it's been just about nearly an hour. I can't really give you a close-up. I ought to try. It's not going to be real close. I don't know if you can see. It's nice and clear. It's pretty light though. Although it was clear till I've moved it around. That's alright, it'll clear up again during mash out. Disturb something moving it around. Yeah, it's not very red though. And that's only going to get lighter when I sparge. The brown ale. It's a hoppy brown. So you don't know. You don't know till we've got a long way to go yet, but it's very light. Usually my reds are much darker than that. So see, it was looking much redder, or a bit redder, before I stirred up the junk when it was clear. And as soon as you get a little bit of, as I said before, in a red beer, you can't have any yeast or you know, I know there's no yeast in here, but you know what I mean, any junk in the beer, or you'll lose that red colour. But yeah, that's not looking very red, to be honest. But I'm surprised this still works. Look how scuffed up it is. I don't know if you can see. It is so scuffed up from me knocking it off. It's fell in buckets of sanitizer. It's fell in buckets of water. Because I don't really lock it in. Mostly because I do videos. Because I have to, you know, show videos and stuff like that. So it doesn't really sit on there properly. And I would knock it off heaps. What time is it? We'll give it just a couple of minutes and then that'll be it. Back in. Oh, I didn't close up these hops. It's still sitting here. Stupid. Let me weigh them out. I may as well do them here. Oh, I meant to take that pH reading again. I've just put it back in the beer. That was stupid, wasn't it? Oh well, won't be doing that. This is why not many brewers do lives, because you're not thinking. You're too busy talking and stuff. You always stuff things up. Well, not stuff them up, but you get to do things, or you know what I mean. But I reckon that's what's good about lives. See what happens. You know, we're all normal. We all stuff up. We all forget things. The chat's still going. I can't see if anything's working. What was I doing? Weighing out some hops. I think it's 25 grams. Recipe. Then I can put these Cascade away. It was, yeah, 25 grams. See, I don't know. I'm looking at this recipe. Brewfather doesn't know what the hell it's doing with IBUs. It is completely... I'm putting in 25 grams of Cascade at 15 minutes and getting 8 IBUs for it, right? I'm putting in... it just doesn't make sense. Anyway. Stop whinging. I just don't think Brewfather's very accurate with late hops. But for the hops, for the Whirlpool, I want 25 grams. Cascade and 25 grams. Citra and Cascade, this one. I have got new hops to use, Luminoso, but I didn't want to put them in a dark beer. I want to do them in a lighter beer. Alright, 25 grams of that. can put them away. You might have to close your ears when I put on my vacuum sealer in a second. Or I'll mute the mic. It's going to be noisy. I won't turn the camera around. You don't need to see someone vacuum sealing something, do you? You hear me huffing and puffing. Alright, hang on, I'll just mute this mic because they're noisy things. Where is it? Somewhere else I've had another packet of Citra too. Oh, there it is. Noise. 57. Right, that's the Whirlpool hops, and the other. Oh, I meant to. Oh, it doesn't. That is 15-minute hops. Yeah, so I've mash hopped, which you may as well say, well, it is the 60-minute edition with Cascade, Australian Cascade. Here again. I should put that up to mash out, that'll do. Because I've mashed at 69, I really want to do a mash out just to make sure that I've denatured all those enzymes that could possibly, if I get sidetracked or whatever and the work cools down, I don't want those other enzymes to kick in and start chewing through those sugars. I want to keep a bit of body, as much as I can in this beer. Doesn't really worry me too much, but I am using Nova Lager, which is a bit strange for this style, but it's what I've got here. It might not express the hops as well as other yeast might, but it's going to ferment down pretty low too, so that's why I'm going high, just to try and stop it from fermenting out so low. Nova Lager will regularly ferment my beers down to, 1007 easy, 1009, 1007, 1008 down in those areas, even lower sometimes, which is fine when you want it, but That's why I've mashed really high on this, just to try and, you know, keep a bit of stuff in this beer. Hopefully it'll, well, if you can trust it, like the Beersmith is all I've used to, not Beersmith, Brewfather today. Since they say, I don't trust it very much for stuff. It's okay, but it's not accurate, I don't reckon, for a lot of things. But changing, you know, the mash temp from where it was originally at 65 up to 69, they're saying is adding about 3 points to final gravity. Well, we'll see when it gets there. But mashing out, like I know some people skip it. You don't have to do it in any of your beers, but if you're trying to keep a body in your beer, it's just a bit of insurance. If I pull the basket and sparge and then I have to go and deal with the kids or something and the whole lot cools down, it's possible that there's still those lower temp enzymes in there that will chew through the sugars. But if I've mashed out, then there's not that much to worry about. Again, you know, it's not a big deal. I see now my mash pH meter, the old one, that's because it's been sitting in the buffer solution, is actually reading perfect now. It's like reading, oh, you probably can't see that on the small, it's actually reading 4.01, which is actually what the buffer solution is. I told you this one's slow, but it's accurate. It's really accurate. That's spot on. And that's the temperature too. See the temperature of it, I don't know if you can read that. The temperature of the sample, oh, it's moved as I've moved it around, as wrong. Bloody hell. Why am I having so many issues? I don't want them. It's actually reading 4.01 and the temperature of the sample is at 20.5 degrees, the perfect temperature. Well, 20 degrees, but 20.5 is close enough. And it's reading spot on. I shouldn't have thrown my sample away. I put my sample back into the beer. Anyway, doesn't matter. Can't see this. Is anyone still chatting or is it just, oh no, there we go. Good day, Jason. How are you? Yeah, but look, I still think Beersmith is, I know all the young fellas and new brewers will say Brewfather, but I get why they say Brewfather, but it's not for accuracy. It's definitely not for accuracy or adjustability. It's about ease of use with the app, and it looks better and it's easier to, you know. But if you want full adjustability, you know, to make it